Surprised Farmer's not here. He's not working now.
He's not working?
He's right off.
Oh.
When they shut down the pipeline, it shut down their jobs.
I did not know that.
That's what Brad was telling me the other day.
Okay, Junior, everything's rolling and I've got everybody muted, so you'll need to unmute to start.
We'll call this meeting to order. And Amanda, you took roll, correct?
She gave you a thumbs up.
Okay, because I can't see nothing. Acceptance of minutes for January.
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes.
A second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and I need to apologize to everybody. I guess we had a lot going on last month, and we were supposed to have election for chairman. So I want to open the floor for nominations. And I just want to put out there that I'd soon step down for a while and turn it over to somebody else.
Well, Junior, I do appreciate the service you've done, and I'm sure everyone does. And, we
Very much so.
appreciate, we appreciate what you've done for the fire department, what you actually do for the county and people. You do a lot of things that folks just don't know about, but you do a lot of things that people do know about too. But anyway, we appreciate you. I'm sure the whole group does, the whole fire departments do. So, but in saying that, I'd like to nominate Ben Wilson as the chairman.
I'll second.
All right. I say that nomination ceased by acclamation. And in saying that, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Wilson, the floor is now yours, sir.
Well, I thought you was going to finish out, make a grand.
No, I've done enough in my time.
Well, we appreciate you. He is right, Junior. We do appreciate what you've done. That takes a lot of time. How about the volunteer?
I appreciate the kind words from everybody. Thank you.
And happy birthday. Ben Gann said he was going to sing later since he's late getting on.
Well, I appreciate that.
I'm going to sing him a special song and do a dance.
I can hardly wait.
Uh-oh.
Keep the video rolling.
We got to stop. This is live. I forgot.
Let's go with the volunteer fire chief's report. Who do we got? Let's see. Blair, do you want to go first?
Yes, sir. Have you got my paperwork in front of you?
Do. Yeah.
Okay, we'll start out with our expenditures. If you'll notice, and I'm going to break this down, I had a conversation with my treasurer just a few minutes ago, where it says like the Shadden tires, that's going to be capital. If it's got wording outside to the right, that's going to be my capital money. I will break that down and have it more clear. But that's tires for my tanker. The Tri-County Ace and the Auto Zones were parts for my inverters. And then I did receive my air bottles, but they're not on this one. They'll be on next month. So my total is going to be $70,115.39 minus expenditures. I had $8,180.50 going out. For my grand total for the end of the month is $61,943.89. I do have a truck Brindley Mountain is going to bring me a pumper tanker for Station 2, supposed to be dropping it off in 2 weeks for us to look over. I'm looking at purchasing that truck if it does check out. So that's the reason I have banked what I have banked right now. And then I've also got roughly $9,000 worth of turnout gear to come out of that as capital money also. My next page will be my monthly training report. Look over that. As you can see, my list is getting longer of personnel, which is very thankful for that. The next page I've got will be my alarms, brush fire, 2 motor vehicle accidents, had 4 residential fires, 15 medical assists, 7 canceled en route, 2 courtesies, and 2 fire alarms. Did not install any smoke detectors this month. Had no calls on that, so I don't know if that's because we've got out and put so many in, or if people's just not knowing about it. But I did have a letter that should have came in the mail today to the people in my area, and it specifies that we do put the smoke detectors in free of charge, and follow us on Facebook, and we are asking for donations.
Yeah, Casey, we had it, we got it today. So thank you. It's a really
Yeah.
nice letter too. So thank you.
Well, we hope that generates some curiosity. Basically, I'm looking for members as much as I'm looking for money.
Yeah, we forwarded, I think several of us has forwarded on Facebook. And so hopefully everybody else can do the same thing. And hopefully the folks, especially the folks in District 3 and District 4, can get on board, and everybody give a little bit, everything helps. So
Yeah, every little bit helps. I have already today started receiving funds from that, so I'll
good.
report that in my next report. The bottom of the alarm page is my fuel consumptions broke down by trucks. And then the last page I've got, get it to flip here. Oh, is my roster. I will say that I've been in contact with ISO this week. I filled out a mountain of paperwork and turned in actually today. So anybody that's went through the ISO rating, it is a drooling process. It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of time goes in, but I'm shooting for a lower ISO, which will in turn help our citizens with their insurance, home insurance. So should save you several $100s if I can get put in what we want to do. But that's all I've got.
Awesome. Thank you. East had a call to go out on, correct? Is that?
He did.
Okay. Let's see. South, looks like you're up.
All right. I do not have a copy of January's finances because they're in the middle of working on that and revamping it. As we talked in the past of getting some help on that, they are in the process of working on that. So anything I'd have reported tonight would have been half up to date and half the old method. So our letter, we have a meeting this week with the municipal marketing, which does our letter. We are shooting for it to go out late March. We are doing, we've got several grants that's in the process. A grant for some breathing apparatus, and a truck grant, both through the AFG grants, a hose grant through Firehouse Subs. We've got 3 trucks that we're currently in the process of getting everything ready to get them listed to sell. They're older and no longer in service, so we're getting ready to try to find a buyer for those. They'll be a collector item or something. They won't be any good for the fire service anymore. Our run sheet for last month, we did not have a lot in South. We run 1 false alarm, 5 fire calls. I believe 2 of those were structure fire mutual aid, and in not Blair, Midtown. 2 medical assist and 4 public assist calls. It was kind of a slow month on this side of the river, which we're grateful for, but and I think that's pretty much all I have. Any questions?
I don't have any. Does anyone have any questions?
None.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Mhm.
I think we're missing, we're missing Midtown and West.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just spoke with Chief Burke. He's not going to make the call. He is on that fire on the interstate.
Okay. I figured he was. I was hearing some scuttle through some text. I figured he was. What's going on up there? Is it while we got you?
Semi truck versus a SUV. Have
Lord.
not heard what's in West Roane County's district, but the semi truck versus SUV is eastbound in Kingston, from what it sounds like. They paged it out originally as a tractor trailer on fire with a wreck with an entrapment, which fortunately is not true. That was false information. EMS has already transported. They did cancel Live Star. Transported 1 female.
Wow, Lord mercy. I'm glad it definitely wasn't as serious as what they first anticipated. So while you're going, you can go ahead with the fire division report if you want to.
Okay. For the month of January, we had a total of 30 calls, 14 fires, 7 emergency rescue medical services, 3 service calls, 3 good intent calls, and 3 false alarms or false calls. Of those 14 fire calls, 6 of those were a structure fire of some sort, a residence of some sort. We did have 1 vehicle passenger vehicle fire.
Chuck, I don't mean to interrupt. We've got an accident with injury, so I'm going to be signing off now.
They're paging everybody, aren't they?
Yeah, it's over on Cedar Grove Road, right over there at the county line.
Yeah, you need to go for sure.
Stay safe.
Be
Yeah,
safe,
stay
Jerry.
safe. I'll tell you what, since I think we lost Brad too, didn't we?
Yeah.
There.
Hey, Commissioner,
Yeah, they paged
Yeah.
everybody.
I'm still here right now. They said unknown entrapment. I mean, we hadn't been going, but
Okay. If
I'll
you
just
want to
give
go
my update
ahead.
real quick.
Okay, that'll be fine.
As far as Chief Farmer, he had been laid off from work and he just went back to work this Monday morning. So he may be sleeping, but I hadn't talked to him in a few days. I'll just go over my report real quick.
Okay.
On community risk reduction hours, we had 30, had 27 smoke alarm installations or assisting fire departments to put them in. On the training side, I'm not going to go down one by one, but I wanted to start doing this because, we had, in the past been requesting, that the volunteer fire departments give their training report. We'd been lacking on that. And since Tim put me in this position, taking care of the fire side training, this is the training to breakdown that y'all have on what we do. So that's what y'all going to start getting a month. That way you can see exactly the training hours that we're doing. Our staff alone had 139 for the month. Chuck done 120 hours of hazmat training for Harriman Fire. We're in the middle of our in-service money where the firefighters, if they do 40 hours of in-service annually, we get salary supplement pay, which is now $800 a year. So we're in the middle of it. We've done 11. We've got 11 hours of the 51. We've got some more coming up in February. I'll be teaching our CPR on Thursday at the South Building. I don't know if Amanda got a chance to attach a flyer to it, but we've got a course that's coming up from TPACA. That's Tennessee Fire and the Codes Academy. It's on thermal imaging. If anybody's not familiar with thermal imaging cameras, they are a vital resource. I mean, you can pull a thermal imaging camera at a house that's smoking, and you can pretty much pinpoint where the fire is really quick. So, you're not searching the whole house for fire or searching for victims. You can take this camera, you can go into a house and, if there's victims are close, you can find them really, really quick. So we've got that coming up in March. I know it'll be before our next meeting. That's one reason I wanted to bring it up.
Gotcha.
We've got in the next few months, we've got a lot of really, I think, exciting training coming up. I have noticed, since Tim's, he's kind of, appropriating money and, stuff around for us to get some very vital and informative training for our volunteers. And it's not just for ours. I mean, we've been having guys come out, Sevier County, Morgan County, Scott County, Union County, to come in here to Roane County, our training. So that's telling us, that, we've stepped it up, a lot in the last year. And that was the goal. Tim said, he told us, we want to be a training facility too. And that's what we're shooting for. We've got
Awesome.
one class coming up in April. We've already got like 23 people registered for it. So that's to me, looking at through the past, that's very positive, So, that's about all I've got, sir. I was going to bring up something to the fire chiefs, but I'll get that out to him tomorrow. I've been talking to Jack about the bridge at the new Candy Creek campground. I had noticed that there had never been a weight sign put up on it. So I think today they finally got that put up, and thanks to Jack for helping. So we know it's a 40-ton limit, so our fire apparatus ought to be good on that. But that's about all I've got, sir.
Awesome. I think that's about everything. Everybody's been called out on this tragedy that's going on right now. So I guess their last thing, does anyone on the board have any, or do they have any questions or comments? Anybody?
Just appreciate everything everybody's done. And in the past few years, I got to serve as chairman. I greatly appreciate everybody's help. And I'm looking forward to backing Mr. Wilson.
Well, I appreciate you, sir, very much.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
can we ask Bill if there's anything from the communication side? He may have something that would normally be reported to OES that might be pertinent.
What was that, Tim? I didn't catch the first part of it.
I was going to ask Bill Farnham if he had anything that he wanted to report from the communication side of OES.
Sure. Yeah. You got anything, Bill?
Well, I've got an annual report that I have put together in January from things from 2019, and our reports are very similar to the kind of things that you guys are talking about, because you've got actual emergency responses to record, you've got training and that sort of activities, as well as public service things that we do through the year. I don't have the hours in front of me because I wasn't expecting to be asked about that. I don't mind being asked about it, and I'll be glad for Tim and Amanda to share my report when I get it to them this week. When I get it in final form, I'll be glad for them to share that with any and all of you. What we do, because we don't involve any, none of our people are paid. When we work on behalf of Roane County, we are classified as unpaid volunteer employees. So what we do is we use the the Bureau of Labor Standards statistic for the hourly value of volunteer services, which is the same kind of information that's used when they calculate, for instance, on disasters, when they calculate Stafford Act type reimbursements and that kind of thing. I do remember that our hour value of our contributions for the past year were about $20,700 and some odd dollars, which during 2019 cost the county nothing, zero. So we're kind of proud of that. We are continuing training. As we train every week in some fashion. We have exercises. We participate in regional, state, and national exercises, and we keep things going. And actually, not too long ago, a couple of us helped with Mr. Anderson, the new 911 director, and working with getting some levels and some things worked out good with the paging system. As a matter of fact, when the technical people were down installing at the new 911 center. So we work closely with Cody in the 911 center as well. So that's all I've got. Like I said, Tim and Amanda can share my report with all of you, but if anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to try to make a cogent answer.
Does anybody have anything? Bill, I really appreciate all the time you put in. I'm serious, you're an unsung hero for everything that you've done and contributed back into Roane County. It is greatly appreciated, for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say, I appreciate everything Bill and the volunteers do. And,
Absolutely.
I had no idea that we even had that kind of support till after I was elected. And I mean, it was a real eye opener, and I greatly appreciate it.
Well, we've got a couple of things in the plans for this year to enhance our services and our capabilities to communicate with the outside world if we ever had a scenario that was close to worst case. And so one of the nice things about most of the equipment that we need is it costs about a quarter to a third as much as what the kind of stuff that they use down at the 911 center and on the public safety radios that the county has. So when we need equipment, it's usually not near as expensive. So I'll have more details on that later. I don't have them myself at this point in time. So this year we probably will be trying to get a few purchases made to upgrade our capabilities from where we're at. But outside of that, it'll continue to be a balance of contribution by our service.
Awesome.
And I appreciate everybody's support, because I'll tell you what, there's no way that we could do it without the support of Tim and everybody at OES, as well as the committees that have to do with it, like OES committee and the fire board.
Is anybody else? Chief Lamance, you got anything before we go? We got one other thing to cover. Got anything?
No, I'm good. I just appreciate all the support that I've got from all the commissioners and OES and Tim. He's been great to work with, and I really appreciate it.
I heard someone the other day said they didn't understand or didn't figure out how Tim did some of the things he did. He's juggling both sides, and he really does do a lot. I mean, quite a bit. We thank you, Tim. I appreciate it.
I'll add my reports for 2020. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
My
you're
reports
good.
for 2020, not for 2019. I'm sorry.
I guess one of the big things we need to figure out before we go, and that is where we're going to meet, or if we're still going to do Zoom. Does anybody have a suggestion that they would like to? I know for Benny, it's a problem because they do not have internet in the area that he is. So does anyone have a suggestion?
If I can, are we going to continue to meet monthly? Is that still on the table, or?
As for now, we may bring it up we can look at that at the next meeting if we want to go, see if somebody wants to make a motion to go every other or what. But I guess for right now, we're going to do every month until it gets brought up.
Well, I mean, as far as, my thinking is, if y'all have a chiefs meeting every month, then, there's no reason why we shouldn't meet as well right behind you. So that's just my feelings on it, but we'll do whatever the majority says.
Because a lot of committees are going back to meeting in person. We're going to try to do our next commissioner meetings. There's a lot to be said about meeting in person.
I agree.
I think as long as we're serious about our controls, and we do try to maintain a distance, try to wear a mask, not and try to follow the guidelines and controls, I'm comfortable with it. But that's me. But if other people are uncomfortable with it, I'll respect that.
Well, if we just had a safety guy on board, it might help. But
yeah, you need a good one.
David?
Have the ability to go back to the courtroom if we feel like, or if you all feel like we're able to social distance better there. We've got the controls, have temperature checks at the front.
I agree.
We're always available. The EOC is always available, and we've got the training room south that is probably smaller than the EOC. So
I think that's a good suggestion, and I think that would be a good protocol to follow, getting our temperature taken before we go in. David or Benny, do you have any follow-up?
No, I don't.
Okay. So let's meet, if everyone's in agreement, let's meet in the Roane County courtroom up where the commissioners meet next month. We'll just plan on that, meet in person. And I think we have adequate room up there to be far enough apart, everyone would be safe. Plus, like the director said, be able to take our temperature going in. Does everyone feel comfortable with that?
I do.
I do.
Okay. All right.
I'm good with it.
Yes, sir. I believe that's everything. I guess the last thing is, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Motion Hendrickson, second Bashirs. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.